The evening call to prayer from inside the cells of Guantanamo Bay. For everyone here, these are uncertain times. President Obama promised to close Guantanamo when he first took office, but he was frustrated by Congress, and it's a promise he was unable to keep. He is still, though, trying to transfer some of the remaining 60 men to other countries. But during our visit, the admiral in charge admitted no one knows what's coming next.
You know, the detainees have questions of are the transfers going to stop when the new president takes charge on January 20th. We don't know. They don't know. Their lawyers may speculate, but nobody knows.
But in a tweet, Donald Trump has now made clear what he thinks. There should be no further releases from Guantanamo. These are extremely dangerous people and should not be allowed back onto the battlefield. The uncertainty hanging over the base was clear as we toured the detention block. We were allowed to film detainees through one-way glass. We can't show their faces. One realised we were on the other side and displayed a hand-painted sign, a question mark with a padlock underneath. 15 years ago, this is how it began. I watched some of the first detainees arrive at Camp X-Ray in the hot Cuban sun. It was the early days of what was called the War on Terror. Now we found Camp X-Ray abandoned, its steel cages overgrown. Permanent structures took its place, but they've largely been emptied out. This block in Guantanamo used to house 100 detainees, but since last summer it's laid empty and silent, part of President Obama's push to close the camp. That's failed, and the question now is whether under President Trump these cells will once again be filled with detainees.
This morning I watched President Obama talking about Gitmo, right? Guantanamo Bay, which by the way, we are keeping open, And we're going to load it up with some bad dudes, believe me, we're going to load it up.
The colonel in charge of day-to-day operations told me they could take in new prisoners straight away if they received the orders.
We'd be prepared to receive some in the short term if that was required to us and the orders were given to us. If it were to become an extensive thing, then there would have to be some, additional changes to the structure. Since we have closed one of the facilities down, we'd have to find a way to be able to open that back up.
President Obama has said Guantanamo, because of its reputation around the world, undermines rather than advances America's security. But it will now be up to a new president to decide what to do with those America is fighting, where to put them, how to treat them. And so for now, the future of this place hangs in the balance. Correra, BBC News, Guantanamo Bay.